In this workflow, you'll see how a single URL can be transformed into a fully designed banner image and automatically shared across all major social media platforms. With this automation, you can almost replace tools like Canva or Photoshop, especially when it comes to creating fast, usable social media visuals. The best part? This automation is completely free. You can download it from either of my communities, whether you're part of the free community or inside the automation tribe, my paid group where I share advanced workflows and deep dive tutorials. Both communities have access to this exact setup, ready to use and customize for your own needs. Because you can download this full automation in my communities, I won't go into every single detail of how it's built. You'll find the link in the description, and you can easily import it into your own N8N account. All right, let's run through a real example. I'll start by adding a random URL. In this case, I found a lamp on Etsy that we want to turn into a social media banner. I'll copy the link, paste it into the form, and click Start. And while the automation runs in the background, I'll walk you through exactly what's happening behind the scenes. Let's jump right in. The workflow starts with a simple form submission. I'll enter a URL. This could be an Etsy listing, your own product page, or any type of landing page you want to promote. What's really impressive is that this works with links in other languages too, not just English. OpenAI is smart enough to understand the content and generate the banner in the correct language. I'll show you an example of that in a moment. We'll look at the link and then the banner it created based on that content. Be sure to stick around until the end. I've prepared a few extra examples for you. Next, we move into the HTTP request node. This part of the workflow takes the submitted URL and loads the entire page content, specifically the full HTML code of the website. That gives us access to everything we might want to use: the title, the product details, images, and more. Then we pass that raw HTML to the OpenAI node, where we extract just the important parts: the title of the product, the brand or logo if available, and a short description that captures the essence of what's being offered. Inside the OpenAI node, I ask for the response in JSON format. This makes it easier to use the extracted data later in the workflow and keeps things clean when I reference fields like title, description, or logo. After that, we move into another HTTP request node. Here, I download the actual image that OpenAI generated using the base 64 string provided in the previous step. This step is important because we need the image in binary format for further processing. Next, I use another HTTP request, and this one's different. This is where you'll need to add your own OpenAI API key, and it's important that your organization is verified. The image generation API isn't available to all users by default. So if you haven't done that yet, make sure to visit the link in the description and start the verification process before continuing. Then comes the convert file node. Since OpenAI returns the image in base 64 format, this node simply converts it into a proper image file, making it ready for upload and sharing. Now that we have the actual image, I use the Google Drive node to upload the banner. Once uploaded, the file is made publicly accessible, so we can use it in emails or publish it to social media. The next step is a human approval layer. Using the Send Email node combined with a human-in-the-loop setup, I send the banner to myself for review. This gives me a chance to approve or reject the image before it gets published. Because let's be honest, not every AI-generated image is perfect. Then I use a switch node to split the logic. If the image is not approved, the automation stops there. But if it's approved, we continue to the next steps. Next, I download the image again using a download banner node. This is necessary because the next part requires passing the image back into OpenAI. We then use OpenAI's vision capabilities to analyze the image and generate a short, compelling caption or title that fits the visual perfectly. From there, we move into the Set ID node. This is where you'll input your Blotato API keys and the specific IDs for each of your social media accounts. Next, we use one more HTTP request node. This one sends the banner and the caption directly to the Blotato server, which will handle the publishing. And finally, you'll see a series of nodes for each social network. You can enable or disable these depending on which platforms you want to post to. In my case, I've left only Instagram active, since I don't want to manually go back and delete the posts after filming this tutorial. In the next few seconds, I'll show you a couple more examples so you can see how the automation performs in different situations. Let's start with another example. Again, for a lamp. This was actually one of the first images I generated, and as you can see, the text wasn't positioned very well. It sits too close to the edges, and overall, it just doesn't look that clean. After noticing that, I adjusted the prompt and asked ChatGPT to add some padding around the text. And that small change made a big difference. Now let's take a look at another one. Check out this seller. They're offering a beautifully designed pillow. I grabbed the URL and ran it through the automation, and here's the result. I really think it turned out great. Also, keep in mind, you can specify the font style or even set the colors you want to use in the banner directly inside the prompt. That gives you even more creative control without needing to manually design anything. Next up, this seller's promoting a cute little dress. Take a look at the result. Again, really solid. It's clean, on brand, and ready to post. Now, for something a bit more challenging, I'll use a digital bundle from my own store where I sell graphics. The main image here is already a collage, which can make things a bit tricky for the AI to interpret. But check out the final banner. It's still very usable and clean enough to share across all your social media platforms. And finally, one last example. This time, I'll choose a computer monitor from a non-English website. This is to show you how well the automation handles other languages. And as you can see, the result is almost perfect. The text is accurate, the design holds up, and the formatting is still on point. I really hope you enjoyed this automation and saw its potential. And if you found this helpful, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me keep creating these tutorials. And the more support I get, the more time I can dedicate to building even more advanced, powerful automations for you. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.